You drinking Kool-Aid to start your day?
I spoke at my old high school and I told them kids straight up, if you guys are serious about making it out of this ghetto, you gotta focus, you gotta stop blaming white people for your problems, and you've gotta learn how to rap or play basketball or something, nigga, you're trapped. You are trapped. Either do that or sell crack. That's your only options. That's the only way I've ever seen it work. You better get to entertaining these white people, nigga. Get to dancing. Go on out there and be somebody.
They're fun. Here's some kid advice. I don't have a kid, but here's some advice from someone without a kid. You can't hit your kids anymore. People get very upset if you hit your kids. But you know what you can do? You can throw your kids into a swimming pool as hard as you possibly can. Nobody says shit. I know that because I was at a hotel pool recently, and this little kid went up to his dad. He was like, "Dad, throw me in the pool." And the dad was like, "You got it, son." And then the dad's whole face changed. He grabbed his son by one wrist. He was like, "Ah!" He just whipped him. The kid was like, "Ah!" He almost cleared the pool. And I had to step in. I'm a good guy. I like kids. I had to be like, "Hey, sir, I'm not going to tell you how to live your life, but if you get low, you might be able to skip him." Kind of just shoot him right across there. It's worth trying.
I just don't get why we're not allowed to talk about certain things. It doesn't make any sense to me. Because in my opinion, when you talk about racial issues, when you joke about it, when you have a discussion, that's how you learn. That's how you gain a greater appreciation. You do. That's how you learn and appreciate other cultures. Like right now, I love Asian people. I love Asian people right now. Because 2 weeks ago, my Asian buddy called me up and he asked me for help to fix his iPhone. Think about that for a second, okay? He asked me. He could have asked his cousin. His cousin built the fucker, all right? But he didn't. He asked me, and that made me feel good about myself, made me feel good about the Asian people. And that's when I realized, oh my God, this is how we could end racism. If every group just asks for help with something they're supposed to be good at. Then we'll all support each other. We'll build each other up, right? Appreciate each other's cultures. Like, how much would you love Indian people if your Indian friend just called you like, "Oh my God, you need to help me. You need to help me right now. I am telling you one thing now more than ever. I am in desperate need of customer service, right? I don't know what to do with my computer. I have tried everything to fix my computer. I have turned it off. I have turned it back on. Don't know what to do. If you can please just help me, I would be ever so grateful. Oh, wait, you are busy? I will hold."
So let me tell you guys, if you ever get the opportunity to travel to India, I encourage you to check it out. You are gonna see some beautiful things. You are gonna see some amazing things. You are gonna see some sad, depressing things and some real horrible things. Overall, it's a well-balanced trip. But when you get back home here to the United States, you will have a whole different appreciation for your life. Believe that.
But it's true, we're all traumatized and we all want to be okay, but we're not, you know? You know, when you break your leg and you get a cast and you finally get the cast off, you're like, "I'm ready for my shiny new leg." The doctor comes over with a saw, you're like, "Is that the tool? Okay." And then you see your new leg, you're like, "What the fuck is that? Did someone switch out my leg for a baked potato that smells weird? There's weird hairs all over it. It's lighter than the rest of my body. What is that?" You know? That's who we are. We're just a bunch of stinky legs trying to be regular legs again, right? It's hard.
I went to therapy because none of this felt real. You know? It was a very surreal experience. It is a very real story. It's a completely true story. If you want proof of my experience, you can check my OnlyFans page. Username Ball is Life. But you know, you talk to all these survivors, everyone's got such humbling stories. Like, "Oh man, I got so much perspective. You never know what's gonna happen. Life is crazy. Appreciate every day for what it is." I don't feel humble at all. If anything, I feel invincible. I went from balls hurt on Thursday to surgery on Tuesday. I had cancer for 3 business days. I had the Amazon Prime of cancer. I remain an optimist, you know. Some people say the glass is half empty. I say the sack is half full. Matter of fact, I know God listens to me, okay? I know God answers all my prayers. See, last February, I came off my first tour, and I had another 60-city tour lined up. I had no material. I was laying in bed like, Lord, I would give my right nut for some jokes right now. And then God said, happy birthday, motherfucker. Thank you.
All right? Now, I actually like when some people don't laugh at that joke because it helps me identify you. And helps me identify the people that I hate the most in this world. Oh, I'll tell you who they are. Oh, yeah. Here's the people I hate. And I don't mean hate like, oh, I hate chocolate cake. No, I mean, I hate these people, all right? If you are one of these people that gets offended on behalf of another group, eat a bag of dicks. Just a bag of dicks. Not the fun-size bag. No, the family-size bag of dicks. Just never stop shoving dick in your mouth. Why do people do this? Why? Why do people care so much about shit that has nothing to do with them? And the worst part is that they think they're being so good. They think they're being a champion. I hope you know that when you get offended on behalf of another group, what you're doing is infinitely times more racist than whatever pissed you off in the first place. Because what you're doing is you're turning to that group and you're saying, hey, you're not smart enough to know you're being made fun of right now. But don't worry, I know you were made fun of, and I'm gonna do something about it. No, don't get up, don't get up, don't get up, don't get up, don't get up. Stay there, I'll handle it, I got this, master race on 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, there we go. Like, why do people do this? And I know they do this. I had a woman come up to me recently after a show, angry, pissed off. Brad, I was so offended when you said the word midget. I was like, right, because you have other family members who are dwarfs. No. You have children that are little people. No. Then why the fuck do you care? Why do you care? This doesn't affect you. It doesn't change your life. I would understand if every time I said the word midget, that was some sort of call to arms to all the little people out there to rise up and fight our tall oppressors. And then when you guys got home, there were midgets just flying in your windows, doing shoulder rolls and then drop kicking your puppy. Okay, I would get that. But literally nothing happens to you. And who the fuck are you to tell me what I could say about my own people? I hope you realize I've been a midget my entire life. All 32 years. It's not like I was 6'4", you know, things weren't going so well, so I hacked off a couple of feet and said, let's give this a shot. That didn't happen. Why do people care so much about things that don't affect them? Why would anyone give a shit if weed is legal or not? Listen, if you don't smoke weed, great, don't smoke weed. But don't stop someone else from doing it, because them doing that action doesn't affect you whatsoever. Same thing with gay marriage. Listen, if you're not gay, who gives a shit if gay marriage is legal or not? If 2 gay people get married, didn't change your life. Didn't affect you whatsoever. Why do people give a shit about that?
And I went home again probably 7, 8 years ago. And at this point now, I'm way out of the religion, okay? When I was like, I guess 22, 23, I had a crisis of faith. And I realized I didn't believe in God. And that's like a pretty important part of the religion. It was when I was in that yeshiva, in that seminary in Jerusalem. So I left a light on above my bed, a reading light on above my bed in the dormitories. And it was just in my eye on Friday night, on Shabbos night. I couldn't fucking sleep. It was right in my eye. I was getting so fucking frustrated that eventually I was like, fuck this, I'll turn it off. You know, and right when I went to turn it off, I was like, some people walked by my window, and I'm like, fuck, I'll get in trouble. There's no goys to help me, you know, not in Jerusalem. So I was like, fuck. And I didn't turn it off, but then I thought about it later, I was like, why would I care if people got me in trouble? You know? I should care about God. And then it hit me, I'm like, oh, I don't believe in God. Fuck. So I'm like, I'm out, I'm done. I went and got my first non-kosher meal, Taco Bell. Yeah. No, do not clap for Taco Bell, ever. Oh, I was so like overcome by like guilt, I threw up after I ate it. But now that I'm looking back on it, I realized it was not the guilt at all. I just thought that then. I thought that was real food back then. It's Taco Bell, never ever eat there. So I left, I had to leave. I had to tell my Orthodox Jewish Holocaust survivor father that I was out. Yeah, he wasn't stoked. I get it from his perspective. You gotta understand. Like, he sent me to Hebrew school for 12 years at like $15,000 a year. You know, Jews don't love wasting money. I don't know if you've heard about us. And then yeshiva, seminary in Jerusalem at like 30 grand a year for 2 more years. And then when I got out, I was like, Dad, I need to talk to you about something important. And he's like, you want to become a rabbi, don't you? And I'm like, oh, quite the opposite. I want to tell dick jokes to drunk people all over America. And he's like, he was mad. He goes, I told him I didn't believe in God. He goes, even a dog believes in God. You're lower than a dog. Which did hurt until I looked it up. I'm like, what research are you quoting on that? So we're fine now.
Now, I tell those stories about my father, and a lot of you have the appropriate reaction. You laugh. Some of you get that look, and I know that look. I say those stories, and you're like, oh, Brad, that's so sad. Your father made fun of you. What do you think that did to you, Brad? Made me a man. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. I thank God every day that my dad made fun of me. I'm so thankful that he put a little adversity in my life. That way, I knew how to conquer adversity later. You have to ask yourself one question. Who do you want your kid to be? Do you want your kid to be ready for the world that is or the world that should be? Now, in the world that should be, there should be no murder. There should be no rape. There should be no ISIS. There should be no Justin Bieber. But that's not the world we live in. We live in a world where, unfortunately, all those things do exist. So, who do you want your kid to be? Do you want your kid to be the person that's never had anything go wrong for them ever? Smooth sailing the entire way? Never had anything wrong, never got hurt, never got a bruise, just run down the street every day, just sunshine and lollipops and... No, you don't want that kid. Because when something does happen to that kid, and it will, that kid's not gonna know what to do. People wanna protect their children from life. And to some extent, you have to do that, but you have to let a little in because you're never gonna be able to protect them forever. Life, ladies and gentlemen, has an undefeated record. No one has gone through this thing unscathed. No one.
Here's the thing. I never judge other parents now. I never do. I used to, but I never do. Like, you know when you see a mother in McDonald's or someplace or in a toy store and she's just melting down on her kid? She's like, shut up. I hate you. You're ugly. And people are sitting around going, oh my goodness, she's a horrible mother. Well, guess what? Those people aren't fucking parents. They don't have kids. Because any parents who are in that store are thinking, what did that shitty kid do to that poor woman? That poor woman. I wish I could help. Because you don't know, man. You don't know. Or like when you see a parent that seems to be negligent, like you see a parent in McDonald's with the kid, and the parent's like, I can't take this shit anymore, and just like collapsed, and all the shopping bags are just strewn everywhere. And the kid's happy. The kid's eating French fries. And the kid asks a question like, Mama, why is the sky blue? And she's like, just shut up and eat your French fries. And you think, what a terrible mother. Why doesn't she answer her child? When I have a child, I will answer all of their questions and open their minds to the wonders of the world. Well, guess what? You don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
So...